On September 10, 2025, a silent traveler swept past our planet. Hurtling through the vastness of space at more than 10,000 miles per hour, the asteroid known as 2025 QV9 captured the attention of astronomers, news outlets, and space enthusiasts across the globe. To the casual observer, headlines about an airplane-sized rock racing toward Earth might sound terrifying. Yet the real story is far more fascinating than frightening. This is not a tale of impending doom, but rather one of discovery, vigilance, and the humbling reminder that our planet is never alone in the cosmic dance. Asteroid 2025 QV9 was only recently discovered, and that alone is a reminder of how many objects share our neighborhood in the solar system. Measuring roughly 100 feet across, it is comparable in size to a commercial passenger airplane. To put that in perspective, it is far larger than the asteroid that exploded over Chelyabinsk, Russia, in 2013. That meteor, which was only about 60 feet wide, released energy equivalent to several 100,000 tons of TNT, shattering windows across a wide region and injuring more than 1,000 people. Naturally, when people hear of an even bigger rock speeding past Earth, worry comes easily. But the important difference lies in the distance. At its closest approach, 2025 QV9 remained about 1,250,000 miles away. That is 5 times farther than the Moon, and in human terms it's unimaginably distant. Yet in astronomical language, it is considered a relatively close call. Scientists classify these events as close flybys, not because Earth is in danger, but because they serve as valuable opportunities to study asteroids up close and to refine orbital models. The asteroid belongs to the A10 group, a family of near-Earth objects that frequently cross our planet's path around the Sun. These bodies remind us that the Earth's orbit is far from empty. It is a cosmic highway with constant traffic. NASA maintains strict definitions for what counts as a potentially hazardous asteroid. To earn that classification, a rock must come within 4.6 million miles of Earth and measure at least 279 feet in diameter. QV9 meets the distance condition, but at just 100 feet across, it is far smaller than the danger threshold. Still, the fact that scientists are tracking it carefully highlights a critical truth. Today's harmless flyby could become tomorrow's problem if an orbit shifts. Space is dynamic. Gravitational nudges from planets, tiny pushes from sunlight, and even collisions with other rocks can alter a trajectory over years or centuries. That is why every new object is logged, mapped, and monitored. But why should we care about an asteroid that poses no immediate threat? The answer lies in the broader story of planetary defense and scientific curiosity. Even when there is no danger, each asteroid teaches us something new. Their compositions reveal the building blocks of the solar system, frozen in time since its birth billions of years ago. Their orbits teach us about the gravitational interplay of planets, the Sun, and countless smaller objects. Studying them not only safeguards Earth's future, but also deepens our knowledge of where we came from. Across the globe, agencies are working together on this task. NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory in California runs the Center for Near-Earth Object Studies, which tracks thousands of these cosmic visitors. The European Space Agency, Japan's JAXA, and India's ISRO have all invested in similar programs, and data is routinely shared between them. ISRO, for example, has already expressed interest in studying larger asteroids like Apophis, which is due to pass remarkably close to Earth in 2029. The idea is not only to watch, but also to act, developing missions that could land on asteroids, test deflection strategies, and even harvest scientific samples to bring home. This kind of collaboration is humanity's insurance policy against the unlikely but devastating possibility of a large impact in the future. It also serves as a reminder of how small divisions on Earth shrink when we look outward. Political borders mean nothing to an asteroid. Protecting our planet from space rocks requires teamwork on a planetary scale. In that sense, the flyby of 2025 QV9 is less about fear and more about unity. an example of how science can unite us under a shared sky. Beyond the laboratories and observatories, events like this capture the imagination of ordinary people. Stargazers watch the skies, even if QV9 was far too small and distant to be seen with the naked eye. For many, just knowing that an object the size of a plane was silently passing millions of miles overhead was enough to spark awe. These cosmic encounters remind us of how alive and dynamic the universe really is. The night sky may look calm, but in reality it is filled with motion. Stars orbiting the galaxy, planets circling the sun, and asteroids darting past on their own mysterious journeys. There is also an element of humility in recognizing these events. For most of human history, people believed the heavens were fixed and eternal, a perfect dome above the earth. Modern science has revealed a far more thrilling reality. The universe is restless, filled with objects in perpetual motion. 2025 QV9 is not a menace, but a messenger, whispering the truth that Earth is part of a much larger system, one where change is constant and vigilance is essential. So, should we be worried about 2025 QV9? The short answer is no. It posed no risk, and its path was charted with precision. Yet the deeper answer is that every asteroid encounter is a rehearsal for the future. By observing, modeling, and preparing, humanity ensures that if a truly hazardous object ever sets its sights on Earth, we will not be caught unprepared. In the end, the story of QV9 is not about doom, but about perspective. Imagine standing under the night sky on September 10th, knowing that far above a silent traveler was passing by. You could not see it, but you could feel its presence in the news reports, the telescopic data, the scientists working late into the night to refine orbital models. That awareness alone is powerful. It transforms the sky from a distant canopy into a living stage where cosmic dramas play out, sometimes quietly, sometimes explosively. And perhaps that is the real gift of events like this one. They remind us to look up. They remind us that the universe is vast, mysterious, and full of surprises. They remind us that Earth, for all its beauty and complexity, is just one island in a cosmic ocean. And they remind us that the more we watch, the more prepared we will be for whatever the future brings. Asteroid 2025 QV9 is now moving on, continuing its long orbit around the Sun, perhaps destined to return one day in the distant future. Until then, we carry the memory of its flyby, not as a warning, but as an invitation. An invitation to stay curious, to keep watching the skies, and to recognize that in the great story of the universe, we are both audience and participants. So next time you glance up at the stars, remember, while the heavens may look still, they are anything but. Somewhere out there, another traveler is already on its way,